Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. So I have decided to go through these. I wasn't going to, but ahead of the conference later, I've decided to go through these exhibits that were submitted by Katie Case. They are a mix of text messages, what look like maybe like signal messages, and some deposition testimony. There's a mix of exhibits that are filed in one filing. Some are for Jonesworks motions and some are for lively motions. I think they're in response to the spoliation sanctions. The only ones that are currently unsealed are the ones that are responding to Jonesworks. So none of the lively ones are currently unsealed, as per usual, because I nearly everything that has Lively's name attached to it is sealed currently. So I'm just going to go through a mix of these because I think very relevant. Last night I did a video on Melissa Nathan's deposition testimony where she quite hotly denied the allegations from Katie Case that Melissa Nathan asked her to do stuff regarding the Stephanie Jones websites, which really have nothing to do with these cases. This has now become the big thing that everyone's talking about. Rightly so, but I feel like it's also a bit of a distraction technique as well, which is proving quite successful. Because even if it turns out that Melissa Nathan was behind asking, and Jed Wallace, if they were behind kind of recruiting Katie Case to, work on a website about Stephanie Jones and what a crappy employer she is. Well, one, I still don't see how that relates to the Jonesworks lawsuits. I definitely don't see how it relates to Lively's lawsuit. As hard as Lively is trying, it doesn't. And then to proving that it's defamatory is a whole other thing. There is so much available online that are not part of those two websites, which points to how problematic Stephanie Jones is as an employee and as a businesswoman. Like she was problematic to her clients. There is a lot there. And, Jen Abel is also someone who was formerly employed and is alleged vehemently in her complaint against Jones all of the things that are, that are troubling about Stephanie Jones and working at Jonesworks. And that can't be dismissed just because Stephanie Jones is suing her for something else. So we'll have a look at this stuff. This is basically messages that Katie Case has been involved in and some deposition testimony. I've had a skim. I don't love how it reads. One thing I will say is Katie Case does not look good in them. She doesn't look like a particularly nice person. However, there is a caveat with that though. People do get frustrated for various reasons, and they say things, in messages that are never intended to be made public. Kind of just sound off in the moment. That happens a lot. Everyone's done it. Absolutely everyone has done it at some point. They have had either a shit day or something's gone wrong, or they've had a bad interaction with someone who they normally get on great with, and then they've gone and just sounded off to someone, gone, for God's sake, I can't believe blah, blah, blah did this. And, that does not mean that they're not overall a nice, decent person. Does not mean that overall the friendship between that person and the person they're kind of talking shit about is, is a bad friendship. It just means in that moment someone's had a reaction. So I read it from that perspective, but it doesn't look good if it's a constant thing, like, because we're looking at just snapshots here of deposition testimony or snapshots of messages, and you cannot make a conclusion about what a person is like from that. And I think that's really important to have that in mind when we read these things. So I mean, if all her messages were kind of speaking like that, then I would say, oh, okay, she talks shit about Jen Abel constantly behind her back, but then she's writing nice messages to her. That sounds a bit two-faced. Then I would say, yeah, okay. So I just, I kind of wanted to preface that because I do think it's important. I read these things and a lot of people are like, oh my God, that doesn't sound very nice, or blah, blah, and that these are just snapshots. It is almost impossible to make a character assessment of someone with snapshots. And it's unfair. It's unfair because, like I say, I don't know anyone who has not at some point vented about someone else in what they thought was going to be private messages. So, and 9 times out of 10, they don't mean it, right? They may not even be mad at that person. They just might be mad at something else that's going on in their life. And, that was just something's happened with that person and it's just the final straw. So we're all human. Okay. So, these exhibits were actually on behalf of both Katie Case and Brianna Butler Coslow. So I don't know who this message is, like who's exhibited this. So it's obviously messages that involve Melissa Nathan, but I don't know whether it was Case or Coslow. So, and obviously it's a standalone message, so we don't have context. But basically, something about something targeted breast. Melissa Nathan is saying he wants F all. The response is, cool, how much? And then Melissa Nathan says, I don't know yet. Oh my God, Jen Jonesworks, that'll be Jen Abel, just called me. She wants to give us quite a major piece of business. Something that you, me, and her would work on. Justin Baldoni crisis and his studio or something. She's leaving Jonesworks in 3 weeks. I need NDA ASAP. And then the response says, sent you the template. I can't edit it right now. I'm not at my computer. Okay. So this is Melissa Nathan communicating that Jen Abel has contacted her to bring her on board for Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer. Right, okay. There's 3 people in this conversation, but we can only see 2. One is Brianna Butler Coslow and another person is Melissa Nathan. There was no date on that other message, not because there are no dates on the messages, but like that looked like it might have been a messenger or like a messaging service. I don't use Apple, but you know what I mean. But where the date is like at the top of a thread, and then as you go down, it just timestamps, but it doesn't date each message. But this is the 25th of July, 2024. Okay, so Melissa Nathan, there's something redacted and an attachment. I'm just looking at so there is someone else, but it looks like they're redacted. I'm so glad we missed redacted. There's a lot of redactions. Melissa Nathan, same. Redacted, redacted. Melissa Nathan, redacted. Melissa Nathan, aka Bane of My Life. And I'm doing this, redacted. I've done 4, redacted today. And then she says 2 dogs, 2 kids, 3 dogs, period pains and vomiting. Oh, so she wasn't very well. Redacted says, oh my god, lol, all of us are like, wait, who? Let me know what you want to toss to me. Melissa, ha, it's legal name on docs. Redacted, was anyone else on redacted to help with notes so we can jump in quick? Melissa, I'll do it on a call tomorrow because I can't explain right now, but it's really good and so happy about all this. Redacted, lol, I feel dumb now, but everyone's texted on side, like who? Redacted, okay, great. Melissa, Wayfarer Studios, Justin Baldoni, redacted. I have a feeling redacted is likely to be saying Blake Lively. And then redacted says, amazing. Is Brian happy with variety piece? Obviously referring to Brian Friedman. Melissa, oh, he's so happy. Sorry, I've been so busy. I forgot to. How's your car accident? Redacted says, it was fine, but this kid gave his number for insurance and then blocked us. I want to put his number out on Facebook or something, like text if you need a good nanny, to fuck with him so he gets inundated with a bunch of crazy Long Island mums. And then redacted says, and the police say nothing we can do. No. Okay. This has got 4 participants in it. It's a period, date range of 26th of July to 27th of July. Brianna Butler Coslow, Catherine Case, and other people are redacted. Okay. So, Brianna, don't write back. I'll join that stupid call tomorrow. Katie, well, fuck. Lol. I literally sent that moments before you texted me. Lol. Brianna, haha. Of course. I just wrote back. Why is redacted recommending us fintech? Katie, I have absolutely no idea, and isn't that like his supposed thing? I'm also so wary of him. Like, is this a trick? But also, I really don't mind joining at all. You have a house full of sick children and husbands. Brianna, I know, it's so strange. Katie, and more importantly, redacted. Brianna, redacted. Katie, redacted and redacted. And then Katie says, is this literally Jonesworks bullshit? Brianna, I'm so confused. Katie, this is literally why we don't engage with Jonesworks people. How many times do I have to say that? I thought Jen, and then Brianna says, I thought Jen was out already. Katie, we shouldn't have gone anywhere near the shit from Jen. I'm sorry, but I don't know why there wasn't a thanks so much, but we can't do this. Brianna, I agree. I thought this was Jen on her own already, coming to us for help. Katie, I thought so too, but Jen also specifically told me she would handle this and make it all above board. Also, I think Melissa is high as fuck, lol. Wow. Okay. Brianna, I do too. Katie, which like, okay. Should we be worried, lol. Brianna, I don't know, man, honestly. Or if she could take serious break, as she also said she was vomiting non-stop Monday. Katie, that's true, but I also never know, and I'm so sorry to say that. Lol, lol. Brianna, no, me either. You didn't join with her, did you? Katie, no, I didn't. Lol. Brianna, I missed her call by 5 minutes and called back at exactly 10, and she didn't patch me in. Katie, there's nothing you can do. We should also maybe have a chat, not today, about boundaries. Lol. He also knows she's on the West Coast and called early, so clearly he's a dick. Brianna, yes, that's really annoying and it's fintech shit, right? Katie, according to his bio, that's pretty much what he does. Did she call you back? Okay, so we jumped straight in there. What's that say? Okay. So 4 people in this message thread: Brianna Butler Coslow, Katie Case are the ones that are unredacted, and the date is the 4th of August 2024. If there are screenshots in these messages, I will read them because I think they're attached at the end. It's much bigger, so I'm not going to try and squint. Okay. Katie Case, good morning. Added in some stuff in red for you to take a look at. Brianna, thank you. 2 thoughts so far. We need to explain to him/Jen ahead of time not to get hyper-focused on the document. It's a lot of busy work and can't get stuck on something that might change. I think we reorganize as aggressive approach/softer approach/forward moving forward rather than scenarios. Katie, I agree, 100%. Brianna, I may need help drafting line for tomorrow as I have to call redacted. Katie, I think we just focus on the one like for his junket tomorrow. I'll draft it. I already have it in my head. I wonder if redacted. Brianna, yes, only need on, it says online. I think it's supposed to be 1 line. I know it's odd, and also they wanted me to have a chat with him in Italy, but I've only met the guy 4 times. He doesn't know me well. Was in his head about performing with fucking redacted. The last thing I was going to do while still seeing a rapport with him was going to say, hey, your girlfriend's crazy, by the way. Katie, that's super inappropriate. They're kicking the can down the road so they don't have to do it. Brianna, lastly, for the JB doc, I want to say that there are angles we can focus on to show the risks presented when an actor is given complete control over a film, pushes director out. What's a clean way to say that? Katie, redacted. Brianna, essentially as a warning. Katie, I'll work on this. Katie, there's a process for the purpose of maintaining the film and crew's integrity. When that gets interrupted, it causes job loss, confusion, and disjointed final products. Given the amount of love the fans have for the story and the importance of telling it, JB and Wayfarer fought to maintain this integrity to present the best possible outcome. Unfortunately, Blake Lively wanted to turn this into a passion project to suit her own needs and career. Do you know, it's really well written. If there's a statement to summarize this lawsuit and everything that led to it, that's pretty good. Brianna, yes, I like this. Katie, because that's kind of what happened. Brianna, I don't know what else to include for moving forward. I think only a line or 2. But do you agree that document is cleaner now, less back and forth of what if, that I feel he was just too focused on? Katie, I think so. I'm going to do a bit more work on it so he doesn't focus so much on it. I think today is really just about hearing his side of things, though. Brianna, okay, thank you, I agree. Like, we know what to do if and when needed. God, I can't wait to be trapped in a room with Jen Abel and Matthew Mitchell for 6 hours. I don't think we share this with him today. I think we send the messaging points for tomorrow to Jen and the team, but I think we send this doc when we have all the details from today. Otherwise, he'll get bogged down and freak out. Brianna, no, we don't. We can send agenda of a few bullets. Go over context of other complaints, his side. Go over draft statement for tomorrow. Go over any other questions he has planned for premiere. I'm so pissed about this. I'm going to have 2 screaming kids at 6 p.m. in the middle of dinner and bedtime. I love that he's so anti-patriarchy but then does the most man thing. Oof. That was a swipe at Justin Baldoni. Katie, I'm so sorry about this. Also, very typical of Jen, who has no children, to try and show value, but by suggesting this meeting at this time. I think, I'm not saying that Katie Case knew Jen Abel has fertility problems, but, you know, like I say, in the moment, they're venting because their circumstances and things being put forward are problematic for their circumstances, and their assumption is that these people just don't get it. But I don't think I was a personal dig about Jen Abel. I'm assuming Katie Case doesn't actually know at this point about Jen Abel's infertility struggles. Again, also quite judgmental though, like to assume that people who don't have children don't want them. That's by choice. Brianna, whether you have children or not, we all have husbands, family, personal time on a Sunday night. Nothing is breaking tomorrow. We should just finalize draft statement. It's going to be talking in circles. Katie, you're absolutely correct. And we've heard this story how many times now? And then she repeats the line, and we've heard this story how many times now? I also have a wild theory about all of this. Because it's so weird Jen brought this to us before she even left Jonesworks. Brianna, yeah, what do you think? Katie, JB lines of what do you think? This was the first time I served as director and actor, which was an enlightening experience. As a director, you have to lead with care and conscientiousness while managing all the different personalities, opinions, and ways of working on the set, and then put that aside and act in scenes successfully. There are always creative differences on a set, so it was very fulfilling to have the experience of addressing these and adapting to ensure things ran as smoothly as possible to bring Colleen's story to life. I'm so proud of the cast. Blake is an absolute force. That should probably say farce. That's how I would edit that. As is Jenny, Hassan, Brandon, Isabella, and Alex. You can keep going down the list. I think the fans are going to be really happy with the movie, and I can't wait for them to see it. Brianna, I'm wondering if you'll think it's too nice. Maybe we leave mention of people specifically out of it. And then they repeat that suggestion, but taking out names. Brianna, or hang on. Actually, I don't know. We're going to have to work through this with him. Katie, all right. So I'll be alone in a hotel room with a strange man on Sunday night, and they'll join when they can. Okay, I will read. Go to that text message now, actually. Is it this one? Yeah. So Jen A. Hey guys, so sorry I can't make the high call today. No, we are still, and that Hy-Vee is Scooter Braun's company that has a large stake in TAG. So she then goes to say, we are still awaiting updates regarding mayor event. I'm not sure who's responding here. This is it's got Katie Case's Bates number, so it might be Katie Case. Absolutely no worries, Jen. Melissa and Ashley aren't able to make it either. Shall we connect via email on updates today? We finally got some clarity from Joel re the award. Jen. Yes, let's cancel and continue by email. Thank you. Katie. Okay, we'll send you a note. We'll send a note to you both shortly. Jen. Hey guys, we just got off the plane and are still at airport waiting for luggage, so we might not be to the hotel in time for the meeting. Katie, his room is under redacted, so when you get there, they can ring him to give you access to go up. Don't wait for us. Totally fine for you guys to start the meeting, then we'll join when we can. Okay, I think that's that. Yeah. Brianna, are you kidding? This should never have been in person. It's like she's fucking with us. That's not okay. You need to say you have a hard out. Fuck this guy, you know we're done working with him after the premiere. Katie, this is weird, right? I'm sure he's a good dude, but this is so dumb. I'm going to have a hard out at 8 p.m. That's 2 hours. It's Sunday night. He's got to be tired and jet lagged, right? This is so Jonesworks. Honestly, go weirdly out of your way to prove white glove service. Brianna, yes, that's more than generous. Redacted. We know everything he's going to say for the most part. Katie, I'm so sorry. This is really unfair for all of us. Redacted. Brianna, Katie, you're a hard-working woman with a husband. Katie, yeah. Ha ha ha. Brianna, it doesn't matter. Unless a complete crisis, this is not appropriate. Katie, you're correct. I'm not joking. This is textbooks Jonesworks. Thank fucking God. Brianna, I'm pouring myself a glass of wine to sneak off camera. What? Katie. And she sends another message. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me just see which one it is. Okay, so this is it. Jen Abel, thank you. Katie Case. Okay, we'll send a note to you both shortly. Jen. Hey guys, we just... Oh, right, so it's the same... Oh, no, it does continue. So then she says, hey guys, we just got off the plane and are still at the airport waiting for luggage, so we might not be at the hotel in time for the meeting. Katie, his room is under redacted, so when you get there, they can bring him to give you access to go up. Don't wait for us. Totally fine for you guys to start the meeting, and then we'll join when we can. And I think Katie has responded to Jen. So this is follow on. Oh, bummer. The weather here is pretty bad. We'll record it and send it to you. So if we have to start early, you won't have missed anything. Jen. Okay. Instead of you coming in person, since the weather is horrible, let's keep to everyone by Zoom. And you guys can do... And can you guys do any later? Justin wants us to be part of it. Okay. Brianna, this was dumb oversight if they knew they'd be landing around now. Were you already in transit there? Katie, I was literally just about to leave. Then she sends an attachment, which we can't see. I think that's redacted. Just in my full fucking glam in my kitchen. Brianna, I'm dead. Katie, legit, I ironed a pair of pants for this and I'm so fucking shoot. And then she says, legit, I ironed a pair of pants for this and I'm so fucking happy. But also she probably was like, Justin, this random girl you just met is coming to your hotel room, and he was probably like, no. Yeah, I mean, that's bad. That is bad thinking, you know. He's already fending off accusations of, you know, inappropriate behavior towards women. So why would you send a woman to meet him at his hotel room? Like, I do think that is tone deaf in itself, to be honest, from the PR perspective. So she's probably right. I'm sure Justin was like, no. Brianna, what an idiot she is. Yeah, I can't deny that, to be fair. Katie, also, did you get my text in that thread? Katie, does 7:30 work for you? Brianna, I mean, yes, lol. Katie, I know. Brianna, I don't know if you were waiting for just Jen and Matthew to confirm. And then Katie sends a text message, which is this one. This is Katie Case. Yeah. Hi all, starting a new thread with all of us together. Unfortunately, Jen and Matthew had some travel delays. I'm so sorry, guys. And Justin would like us to adjust the time and all meet via Zoom. Is there a time that works better this evening? Does 7:30 p.m. work? Okay, well, that was wild. Okay. So this has got 3 participants in it, but there's only Katie Case's name is unredacted. The date range is the 6th of August to the 7th of August. Okay. So I'm going to have to work with names that are redacted as well as like parts of messages that are redacted. So I'll do my best. Redacted. No, I think that weird goddess embodiment was a typo. Lol. Katie. Ha 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 ha. I mean, I've gone full tinfoil hat on this, haven't I? Redacted. Ha ha ha. No, not at all. Katie. Last thing I'll leave you alone. Lol. Where is all of Justin's press? It's literally just about Blake Lively other than the people piece. Redacted. Oh yeah, you're right. Like following the junket. Katie. Other than people, where is all this press he's been doing? Redacted. I don't know unless it's time to come out after premiere. Katie. So weird. Anyways, sorry, I'll leave you alone now. Redacted. Redacted is all over the Justin no press saga. Katie. God damn it. Can I say something quickly? It's because no press ran with him. Where is his press? All day we saw Blake and Jenny and Brandon. Where is Justin's press? Why hasn't it run? Redacted. I don't know. What is your conspiracy behind it? Katie. Lol. I went a little crazy yesterday, didn't I? I'm sorry. Redacted. No, I didn't mean it like that. Haha. Because there might be a conspiracy. Katie. I just don't think they're good at their jobs. Ha ha ha. I really went a little batshit yesterday. I apologize. I'm feeling better today. See, and that's what I mean, right? People just, when they talk shit, they might just be having a bad moment. And then they'll come back and they'll be like, yeah, sorry about that. Happens all the time. Redacted. No, you didn't at all. You were traumatized by these people. Katie. I did a little bit. Ha ha ha. I'll admit that. How are you doing today? Redacted. We're okay. Sorry, Redacted then says, we're okay. We've been up since 5 a.m. The whole thing is weird with the Jen stuff, though. Should we ask if there's an embargo date for any of the press he did we should keep a watch for? Also, they can look up the fucking Instagram account. I'm waiting for them to say, can you send screenshots? Katie. Oh no, Brie. I'm so sorry. What's happening? Redacted. Nothing. Just being a child. Haha. Katie. They'll say that. Lol. It's also, not our job to monitor social media. I would. Not in a rude way. Like, guys, where's his press? Lol. Redacted. Just a bit later. Then Redacted says, okay, no worries. I'm having this weird anxiety, I think I'm supposed to say asthma fit, where I can't catch my breath. Is it obvious I'm gasping? Lol. Oh, it does say asthma. Katie. No, not at all. Also, are you okay? Also, I'm sorry, I had to jump. I just needed this time back. I'm so sorry. Redacted says, don't apologize. I'm fine. Lol. It happens. If I have coffee, but spastically... It happens if I have coffee, but spastically plus this weather. Katie. Ugh, Brie, I'm so sorry, but you sounded totally normal. Katie. I feel like we're just waiting to be sitting ducks. Redacted. I mean, like, fine then. We gave our advice. It's up to Jen. But I don't think it's dumb if we don't do anything. Katie, you're correct on both accounts. Redacted. I'm on with Riley now. I feel like just you and me need to have a chat with Melissa Nathan. What do you think? Riley's saying things out of control. Katie, what is she saying? Redacted. I have points together. Redacted. Katie, can I say something shitty? Actually, no. I hope she's okay. But yes, I think we need to have a chat with Melissa. But I also deeply believe Riley needs to be better at time management. Redacted says, oh, I know, but mostly about Melissa Nathan being chaotic and getting mad at her over something she shouldn't have. Katie, I'm sorry, but she does this shit every single time she knows she's dropping the ball. My notes for Melissa Nathan call below. I may just say, let's have an original chat, just the three of us. Things are crazy, which is good, but to avoid anything blowing up, we have a few points/solutions that may help us better organize and obviously want to run by you. And then the points are New business cap. Rosa, what's the deal here and what's the messaging for current clients who ask for digital help? Riley being on computer, prioritizing clients, needs assistant, not happening but including, and then another one is redacted. Katie, perfect. Was my text okay? We have to do something if media is picking it up. Redacted says, yes, we can't just sit here. The thing is, I don't think we should be pushing out this messaging of him traveling and being with his family, and then this piece comes out saying that he was toxic on set. Katie, I know, but I do want to be prepped, just in case we need to. Redacted says, I know. No, I know. It's... And then Katie says, isn't the piece more about his religion? The New York Post one. Redacted says, I feel that was a throwaway, probably one small part. I don't know how Goldberg also knew about this hit piece. And do you know if Melissa Nathan really chatted social strategy with Jen? What was that about? Katie, yep, I'm sending an email now. Lol. I'm a bit embarrassed now. I sent what I did. Lol. Redacted. How come? Katie, this is the shit we're talking about. Melissa is no longer on the... It doesn't say what. And then there's dialing codes. Redacted. Honestly, it's slightly too late for the social plan to be really effective. Katie, I agree. All they can do now is suppress. If this bitch disagrees with me one more time. Redacted. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just in a cold sweat. Katie, was it weird or did I come back from it? Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Redacted. No, not at all. But I don't understand why he's asking us if we really think she won't come forward, then when we know there's a hit piece. Katie, exactly. At the guidance of Tag. What do you think? I don't know about that. Redacted. What is she saying? I wasn't listening because I was trying to get Melissa Nathan off. What? Melissa Nathan asked if you can screenshot what we sent for $30K and share with Jed on Signal. This is what we sent. It needs to be kickstarted. How do we kickstart? Do you mind looping me in as well? She called me about Jen freaking out. We all agree there are only 3 or 4 steps here. 1. Social kill. 2. Feed line for today's show. 3. Either go out heavy before her or wait and see. This was inevitable. No specifics of what happened have leaked. We can't stir shit up more. And then Katie Case sends some... oh, okay. This looks like some kind of plan. I'm not going to go through that. It's like their plan for the PR. Okay, Katie, you have to accept the invite to be part of the group. On Signal, lol. Redacted. Was that okay? Redacted. Katie, yes. I asked Riley what she was working on about 30 minutes ago, and she said she'd gone out for a coffee. She should not be pawning off shit. Okay, Derbler? Redacted. It's just like this piled onto the broader internal issues, piled onto client work, piled onto Jen fucking Abel. So I was baited in that call this morning. Katie, I think you might have been, but it's not your fault. You did the right thing. Redacted. The only other thing I'm aware of, especially because we know Melissa Nathan was by herself today when we were on the phone and not dragging Riley along, were the clips and Logan roundup. Alex told her the other stuff comes first. That doesn't mean that the scope can't happen. We didn't need it noon PT. Katie, well, but do we know she was by herself? That's the problem. We have no idea. I asked her for Justin Press, but Derbler sent that too. Lol. Sorry, I'm dying. The carpet on the wall. Matthew Mitchell in the background. His wife, I assume. The white tank top. Jen's night top. Redacted. I mean this whole thing. And the headband on Melissa Nathan. Katie, I do love those glasses on you. God, I hate this stupid haircut. Redacted. I'm going to start laughing. Katie, I did. Sorry, I broke. Redacted. Now my whole baloney thing sounds so dumb. Katie, welcome to working with Jen Abel. Redacted. Fuck. Katie. Whoops. He was going to have to find out sometime. He's a big boy. Redacted. I know, but Melissa Nathan said we said this a few days ago. Katie. So I made the most delicious chicken Caesar salad tonight, and I just really want to eat it. Lol. Oh, I know. I think she did that on purpose. Redacted. Oh God, I'm sorry. Katie. Ha ha ha. Actually, the Ken's creamy Caesar dressing makes such a difference. Is chicken Caesar salad part of the smear campaign? Katie, we're going to have more salads for dinner. Redacted. God, I need to eat healthier. Katie, now that I have this dumb haircut, I need to lose weight in my face. I need to crack my neck, but I don't want to look like the Exorcist, lol. Redacted. No, I was going to say I love the hair. Katie. Ugh, thank you. Redacted. You look amazing. Katie. Gosh, thank you so much. Okay. Is this one? And now we have some deposition. Okay. God, my voice is going croaky again. Okay. I'm not entirely sure who the various lawyers are, so we'll have to figure that out as we go through it. Miss Emery is representing Katie Case. I'm not sure who's questioning at this point. I know Brian Friedman is there representing, I think, Melissa Nathan, or Wayfarer generally, but... okay. Question. Have you ever met Mr. Wallace in person? Katie. No. Question. And you testified earlier that you had communicated directly with Mr. Wallace, correct? And then there's an objection from her lawyer. Katie. Across several instances, yes. Question. What were your modes of communication with Mr. Wallace? Katie. Primarily signal. Question. What other avenues of communication? Katie. Limited email. Question. Any others? Katie. No. And there's a lot of redacted. Case exhibit. I'm just checking the pages actually. So 163. And now we've jumped to 381. Case exhibit 35, marked for identification. Question. Miss Case, you are now reviewing a document that has been marked as case 35. It is a printout of the website, stephaniejonesleaks.com. Do you recognize this as the copy that you drafted? Katie. I believe so, yes. Question. How do you know that this, do you know how this went from the copy that you drafted to becoming a website? Katie. I do not. Question. Did Melissa communicate anything to you about how this became a website after you provided her with the copy? Friedman objects. Katie. No. Question. Do you understand that there came a time where this website was shut down? And then, Emery. Who is Emery? Emery is... I can't remember who Emery is, who's Emery reject... I'll get there in the end. Who Emery represents. Maxwell Breed is representing Katie Case. For some reason, I thought Emery was someone who worked at the law firm Maxwell Breed works at, but... So she represents someone else. But I'm not sure. Could it be Jed Wallace? Might be Jed Wallace. Okay, Maxwell Breed, objection. Katie, no. Question, did you understand that there came a time when there was a second website? Katie, at the time I wasn't aware that there was a second website, no. Question, after you provided Miss Nathan with the copy for Exhibit 35, did you have any other discussions with Miss Nathan about websites regarding Miss Jones? Friedman, objection. Katie, websites, plural? No. I was asked to help alongside her to draft a handful of tweets for the Twitter page. And I was asked again, based on language that I was provided, to extrapolate that into updates to the website. You're going to see quite a few moments of this. I think this is a good moment to just kind of point something out. The wording that's being used. Now, that may be partly because, the lawyers, that you kind of have these kind of mock scenes, mock trials of these sorts of things. So that may be partly the coaching from the attorney before the deposition, not at the deposition, but before it, to remove herself from saying anything that definitively holds her liable. It may be just the way she talks naturally. Some people, like higher functioning people, may talk quite naturally at that level. But it is language like this. She seems to dance around it, like she suggests that Melissa Nathan is the one who's been given her orders, but at the same time, she doesn't really lean into that too much. From what I'm seeing, like the question here in this example is, did you have any other discussions with Miss Nathan about websites regarding Miss Jones? And the answer starts off with websites, plural, no. So that's a no. I was asked to help alongside her to draft a handful of tweets. So asked to help, no. And then I was asked again, based on language. Like I would ask, when you say based on language, was Melissa Nathan not clear? Were you unsure what she was asking or what was being asked of you? She does it again further down. Something a similar sort of thing, which I will point to when we get to it. Question: you referred to the Twitter page. What is the Twitter page? Katie, I don't recall a specific handle. I was told at the time that the site went public, there was a corresponding Twitter page. Question: was that Twitter handle at Lion Steph Jones? Friedman objects. Katie, I'm not sure. I don't recall what the Twitter page was. Question: Melissa told you that there was a corresponding Twitter handle? Katie, she asked if I could assist in drafting tweets, so I inferred that the Twitter handle was related. So again, there's another one. The question is quite closed. Melissa told you that there was a corresponding Twitter handle? Now, that should be quite a simple yes or no. Did she tell you or not? The answer is, well, she asked if I could help with something, so I inferred that there was a Twitter handle that was related. So it's almost like she's a bit of wordsmith here to distance herself. Question: did she tell you that the tweets that you had drafted had in fact been posted? Katie, she did not communicate that. No. Question: did you form an understanding that they had been posted? Friedman objects. Katie, yes. So again, she wasn't told directly that the tweets that she had drafted had been posted. In fact, she makes a point of saying that she did not communicate, that hadn't been communicated to her by Melissa Nathan. And then the wording of the question changes then to something else to broaden what the information they're seeking. And she says she formed her own understanding that they'd been posted because she saw them on Twitter page. Again, that doesn't mean, to me, that is definitely linked to Melissa Nathan. I think there's room for doubt. Okay. Question. How many tweets did you prepare for the Twitter page? Katie. Roughly 5 or 6. Question. How did you provide those to Miss Nathan? Katie. I believe maybe Signal. I don't really recall. Do you recall communicating with Miss Nathan on Signal regarding Miss Jones? Katie. In relation to the tweet drafts? Yes. Question. Do you still have those Signal messages today? Katie. No. Question. Why did you communicate with her on Signal? Katie. I don't know. Question. Did you frequently communicate with Miss Nathan on Signal? Katie. No. Question. You communicated with Miss Nathan to make sure that the messages would disappear, correct? And then both Breed and Friedman object. Because that is speculation. Katie. No. Question. Was there any other reason to communicate on Signal? Katie. To my knowledge, no. Case exhibit marked 36 marked for identification. Question. You are reviewing what has been marked as exhibit 36. It is a Twitter account. Does this refresh your recollection that this is the Twitter account that you reviewed where your tweets were posted? Katie, to my recollection, I was only aware of one of them. I believe it was not a Stephanie fan. Question. You are aware of the Twitter account, not a Stephanie fan? Katie, to my recollection, that looks like the one that I was aware of. Question. Your tweets were posted to not a Stephanie fan? Katie, I don't know. Question. But you weren't aware of any of the other Twitter accounts in Exhibit 36? Katie, no. Breed objects. Question. Did Melissa create not a Stephanie fan? Katie, I don't know. Question. Did she explain to you that a Twitter account was being created? Katie, there was never a formal explanation. I was simply asked to draft tweets. Question. Do you know whether Melissa had any other assistants in this? Katie, I don't know. Question. Do you know whether she worked with Jed Wallace on this? Friedman, objection. Katie, I spoke with Jed in conjunction to Melissa as it related to the tweets. Question. And what did you and Jed discuss? Friedman and Emery. Yeah, so Emery is representing Jed Wallace. Because normally it's Joel Glover or Charles Babcock, but Emery is representing Jed Wallace. And her and Friedman both object. Katie, the tweets. Question, what about the tweets? Katie, I provided them via Signal. Question, was it your understanding that Jed was going to post the tweets? And then Friedman, Breed, and Emery all object. Katie, I don't know. Question, did you speak with him other than over Signal? Friedman and Emery object. Katie, no. Did you speak with him other than with regard to sending him these tweets? Breed, Friedman, and Emery object. Katie, I don't recall. Question, did you speak to him at all in connection with the first website? Friedman and Emery object. Katie, I don't recall. Question, were all of your communications with Jed Wallace regarding Stephanie Jones done via Signal? Friedman objects. Katie, yes. Question, did Jed Wallace communicate to you that he would like communications to be done over Signal? Breed and Emery object. Katie, no. Question, how did you understand that you were to communicate over Signal? Katie, it's where the thread was. Question, was the thread among you, Jed and Melissa? Friedman, objection. Katie, yes. Question, was anyone else on this thread? Katie, no. Question, was that your only thread with Jed? Katie, I don't recall, no. Question, did you have any other threads related to this topic? Strike that. Did you have any other Signal threads related to this topic of the Twitter accounts or the websites generally with Melissa Nathan and anyone else? Friedman and Emery object. And then we kind of jump to page 408. Question, after Miss Abel brought you on to work with Wayfarer, correct? Katie, yes. Question, Ms. Jones was not involved in Wayfarer hire and tag, correct? Katie, I'm not sure. How would she know that? I don't see why she would know that. Question, to your knowledge, did Miss Jones have any knowledge or, any involvement? Katie, I don't know. Question, did you ever talk to Miss Jones regarding Wayfarer? Katie, I did not. Question, when did Melissa Nathan tell you that Miss Abel was leaving Jonesworks? Katie, I don't recall specifically. I know it was around the time of her first conversation with Justin. Question, around Miss Nathan's first conversation with Justin? Katie, yes. Question, do you recall approximately when that was? Katie, late July. Okay. So that's that. I'm not sure if it's any more. Let's have a look. Oh yes, we have this one single text message. So this is between Katie Case, by the looks of it, and Jen Abel. JJ is Jen Jonesworks. So it's obviously Katie Case has sent a screenshot, and then she's followed up with, he emailed me something about keeping JW, as Jonesworks, in loop on redacted. I said, of course we did. He specifically said you. My response, how's day two so far? Did you get feedback on the digital stuff? And then Jen replies, yes, we talked through it. He wants to get through the premiere today and then address it tomorrow. Let's just keep monitoring the social and online chatter. Okay, and that's all there is with that. So, we've looked at the stuff Katie Case actually said now. We've looked at Melissa Nathan's deposition. We've seen plenty of her messages too over the course of this lawsuit. I'm not sure where I land on whether Melissa Nathan was involved with the Stephanie Jones website. But also, I don't, for me, it just does not affect anything here. It does not affect Jonesworks' claims against Jen Abel and Wayfarer, and it certainly does not affect Blake Lively's claims against Wayfarer. Not at all. So even if it does turn out Melissa Nathan is not being honest about what her involvement with this, I just don't see it as a big thing. Okay, it may go to credibility a bit, but there's just nothing more to it than that. And that's just my opinion. At the end of the day, like I said, even if it does turn out that Melissa Nathan and Jed Wallace are involved with these websites and tweets and various things, proving that they're not true is a whole other thing. And I went through in one of my other videos last week, went through all of the Glassdoor reviews, which are employee reviews. So former employees, have reviewed what it's like to work at Jonesworks. And my God, it was such a shit show. 2021 was not a bad year by all accounts, but after that, it just went off a cliff. And even when people were saying nice things, it was about the clients or it was about their co-workers. Anything that referred to senior leadership, management, specifically Stephanie Jones, there was not a single nice word said. The workplace was described as toxic. You know, people were really unhappy. Some people referenced trauma, being traumatized. So, you know, and if stuff like that, that's publicly available information. Some of that was available, you know, from 2023, long before these websites. And if people have put up websites about Stephanie Jones, not just from using things like, you know, these Glassdoor reviews, their own personal experience of working with Jonesworks, because you could see in those messages, so many messages like, well, this is why we don't work with Jonesworks. Typical, this is always happens when we work with Jonesworks. So Tag has experience of working with Jonesworks, and it has not been positive. They say that to each other. That is a protected opinion. That's their opinion. Jen Abel is on her way out of Jonesworks because she's so miserable. Wayfarer cut ties with her because she caused problems. And then there are so many news articles about what a giant pain in the ass Stephanie Jones is to work for, both either as a client or as an employee. So it can't be defamation if it's true. So I'd see this as a sideshow, which is doing a great job of distracting everyone from other stuff that's going on the docket. Yes, it's massively interested. Yes, I will be thoroughly pissed off if Judge Lyman reopens discovery after it's closed for this, because this should be in a separate lawsuit as it is. But yeah, and here I'll go and I will listen, and I will definitely be doing a summary video as well on what happens in the hearing. You know, it costs me a lot of money to go to listen in on these hearings because I'm UK, so I've got international charges on my phone. I'm doing it anyway, and I will summarize everything, and hopefully people will come and listen. But I also think it is not the big deal that people are thinking. I think it's actually, you know, because people are now questioning Melissa Nathan, which will lead to, well, if she's potentially lying, maybe the rest of Wayfarer. And that is exactly what this is designed to do, right? In my opinion, is distract from, we just had the motion for summary judgment. We are due the opposition for motion on judgment on the pleadings and you know, various things. The spoliation sanctions motions are being currently briefed. This is there's a lot going on now, big motions going on. But also, it's got people questioning the credibility of at least one, possibly two Wayfarer defendants. So, for Lively and Jones, from a PR perspective, this is great. This is everything they want right now. And that's just my opinion. Unless I see some, there was too much from Katie Jones. Like, if you look back and you compare Katie Jones, Katie Case's deposition and Melissa Nathan's deposition, Melissa Nathan was straight in before even Friedman could get an objection in. She was like, no, that's not true. No, I did not do that. She was objecting. She was objecting quite hard. Katie Case, like I say, the language, the distancing, the, you know, kind of dancing around, giving an answer. Whether that was to protect herself or because, you know, she was, or because she felt a bit kind of intimidated, I don't know. But she seemed less confident in her answers, in my opinion. Just reading the words, obviously I can't hear the tone or anything, but the fact that she, you know, her answers were long and flowery just makes me sort of wonder a little bit more. But, you know, like I say, people may just speak like that. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Right. I will be doing a video later once we've had the hearing. and give my opinions and thoughts on what happens there. I don't know. We may get a judgment in the hearing. Sometimes Lyman does that. We may not. But I mean, I'm hoping, if nothing else, right, I'm going just because I want to hear someone tell Lively that, you know, she's sticking her nose in really where it's not wanted. Like, you know, what the hell are you doing here? Basically. All right, guys. Catch you later.